For more on all this, let's bring in Hilary Brueck. She's a senior health and science reporter for Insider. Hilary, thanks so much for joining us. And I want to start with Russia, that Sputnik vaccine. It hasn't really gotten a lot of positive international attention. We heard about the Russian regulator approving it before phase 3 trials even began. But why do you think it hasn't caught on beyond Russia's borders?
I think at this point it's just hard to know because we don't have any data available. We don't know what kinds of adverse outcomes to the shot people might be having. With some of the other phase 3 trials like Moderna and Pfizer, we've heard about some of the adverse effects of people starting to feel a little bit sick for a day and then feeling better after that. But there's just a lot more mystery with the Russian shot.
China has been working with a number of countries to test its vaccines. There are a few, and indeed it's committed itself to making its vaccines affordable to the world's developing economies. Do you think that Americans may actually see a Chinese vaccine?
I think that any vaccine that would be approved for emergency use in the U.S. would have to go through the FDA, just like Pfizer is going to be doing next week, and it just really depends on the data and what it shows. But I definitely think that, we're going to need lots and lots of different vaccines. We've never really had a mass inoculation campaign like this before, so it's not just going to be one vaccine winning the race.
I want to talk about the difference between some of the vaccines. I know some are based on mRNA technology, others are more traditional. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, so the mRNA vaccines are interesting because it's a newer technology and they've actually never been approved for use before, so it's completely new. But what we are seeing, both the Pfizer and the Moderna shots are mRNA vaccines, which is why they were able to be developed faster than others like the AstraZeneca or Johnson & Johnson. And it looks so far from the data that we have from these companies that these shots are extremely effective at preventing symptomatic infections. Obviously, we need to learn more, but so far they look very good.
I hear people saying things like they're going to alter your DNA. Is there any merit in that?
I don't think so.
I want to talk about also how they work in terms of the virus itself. Does somebody become a carrier but asymptomatic and can pass it on, or is there a sterility involved?
Yeah, unfortunately, from the trials that have already been done in tens of thousands of people around the world of these mRNA shots, we don't actually know the answer to that question yet, but it's going to be really important to find out in the coming months because that'll have huge implications for whether or not your shot only protects you or whether, you're contributing to that herd immunity by not passing it along to other people, but we just don't know yet.
Did the lessons from the SARS and MERS vaccine research help scientists working on COVID-19 vaccines?
I think, yeah, definitely a little bit. Obviously, this virus is different than any virus we've ever seen before, but certainly Moderna had been working on mRNA vaccines for a few years already.
Long before, as we should note, Operation Warp Speed, but many people eager to get some of these vaccines into their hands. It could be months before the general public, though, receives them. Hilary Brueck, thank you so much for joining us from Insider in New York.